Sunday night sees the first part of a new drama about a 50s housewife who has a passionate affair but keeps it secret for 30 years. Before we chat to one of its stars, Billie Piper, and the writer and director Mellor, let's take a look at the programme.
What are you doing stood there on your own?
I'm waiting for my sister.
Do you want a drink while you wait?
No, you're all right. We're leaving soon.
So tell me, which one is your sister?
The one with the blonde hair and the red dress.
She doesn't look much like your sister. I guess you have all the looks. So, you don't want to drink? You want to dance? Come on, they won't bite.
And Billie and Kay are here. I am a very lucky lady because I got the chance to watch this programme last night and I had both parts and I thought, well, I'll watch Billie's part and catch up later with the second part, and I couldn't not watch the second part. I was in tears, I was laughing, I was smiling. It doesn't get better in my book. It doesn't get better. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. How nice is that?
Thank you. Yeah, the other astonishing thing for me, and I couldn't get it out of my head all the way through the programme, both parts, was that this is a true story.
It is.
But it's also the story of your mum. You are a writer who's got this amazing back catalogue of Playing the Field and Band of Gold and Fat Friends. But this is the best story you're ever going to tell, and you didn't have to invent it.
No, it was right on my doorstep. Mum told me one day when I was round at her house washing up, and I was drying up, she was washing up, I was putting the pots away, and she just started to tell me about this man who she met, who lived sort of in the same block as her, and how she loved him to bits, and how sadly he was sort of taken from her. And I realised that my mum was crying when she was telling me. And it's extraordinary because Mum wasn't like that. She wasn't that kind of woman. She wasn't a sentimental person. She was kind of quite hard, you know, well, not hard, but stoic, hard-working woman. When she told me this, it was, I realised that there were tears dropping down her face into the washing up bowl. And I just hugged her and I said, I'll never tell anybody, Mum.
Kind of.
Well, I didn't for 10 years. And then my brother was getting married, and I started to feel a play happening. I thought if I set it on the morning of, you know, of my brother's wedding, of her son's wedding, and I disguised it enough, then I could tell this story.
I just think it's fascinating that we have children, and our children think that our lives start here, and you don't get to often hear about your parents' backstory, let alone tell it. It must have been incredible for you, Billie, to take the part in the first place, to get the part, but then the pressure of playing Kay's mum.
Yeah, I know. You don't. It's very rare that you get that chance, but it's quite frightening, and just because you really want to do a good job, and you want it to be accurate and authentic, and for all of those reasons, it's quite nerve-wracking. But
Kay,
it's such a thrill.
Obviously, your mum has passed away, and she's not going to see it. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, she saw the stage play. She saw the stage play and she loved it. And, you know, I would love to think that she's somewhere watching this. And, you know, if she was, I know that she'd be really proud of it. I think she'd be proud of what Billie did, because it was incredible what she did and what Sue did. I mean, for me, do you know, they became my mum. It was the most extraordinary thing, because I'd look at Billie and she just looked like my young mum looked. You know, when I saw pictures of her, and I don't know, she just encompassed her, and so did Sue. In fact, one day Sue came up to me, she put her arms around me and hugged me, and she said, "Oh, I love you." And then she went, "Oh," she said, "I'm so sorry, I don't know what made me say that." And that's what my mum used to do.
I mean, you can't... You have to just say when you've seen it, it is Sue Johnson's performance of her life. I mean, Billie did an amazing job as well, but the heartbreaking part of the story comes in the second part, doesn't it? This woman's ordinary life.
Yeah, she's just an ordinary woman. She's just my mum, really. You know, and that is the thing that shocked me, really, because she wasn't the kind of woman that went out and had facials. You know, she didn't have lots of clothes. She was just a very, you know, mumsy housewife. That, you know.
And we join Billie at the point where you've got a new marriage, a new husband, a new baby. It's kind of similar to your own life. Did it help
well,
in
for
terms
those
of...
reasons, I bonded with it straight away. After page 3, I was like, I have to audition for this. So yeah, it was really helpful going through those steps in my own life. You know, obviously radically different in some respects, but you know, young marriage and young baby, it's a testing time, and I have friends to tell things to, and it's a very different world now, and I can't imagine. It's quite hard having a secret, you know, harbouring a secret for that long. So it was very emotional.
And Kay, on a lighter note, didn't she nail that accent? We
Oh,
know how
wow.
difficult that accent is, don't we?
You know, at first, when Billie's name was mentioned to me, I thought, well, she's from the South. I'm not sure she's right. But, you know, I knew that Billie wanted to play the part, and her agent, Michael, was saying, she's right for this, you know. And I said, well, do you know what? Why don't we see her? You know, let's just see if she could nail the accent. The very first time that she opened her mouth in that audition room, it was the emotional power, the punch that you brought to it. It just, well, do you remember?
Yeah,
we were
it's
all in
really-
tears.
yeah.
Guys, I've got to stop you there. Just very briefly, what do you think of the new Doctor Who's assistant? Give me a one-word answer.
Oh, I think
Thumbs up
she's
or
great.
down.
I love her.
Brilliant.
Gorgeous.
Billie and Kate, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Oh,
joining me.
thank
The
you.
highlight of my week. I've got to say goodbye now, but thank you so much for having me. It has been an absolute blast. Bye-bye.